Hellboy is returning to the big screen. This is Nerdist Now. It's been less than 5 years, which means it's time for Hellboy to make yet another cinematic comeback. And while the last Hellboy reboot didn't go over super well, there's still plenty of great Hellboy stories that would make for one heck of a movie. This go around, we're going to see our favorite pancake-chugging demon appear in Hellboy: The Crooked Man. And this adaptation promises to be a unique cinematic take on the story, one that stays loyal to its comic origins. We're going to talk about what's next for the Big Red Ape and what the future could hold, but if you want to read all about it, Ro Rusak has you covered over on Nerdist.com. Stepping into the director's chair this time is Brian Taylor, who is one half of the directing team behind the Crank movies, and most recently the show Happy. But most importantly, Mike Mignola, who created the Hellboy comics, will write the script alongside his collaborator Chris Golden. According to Deadline, Hellboy: The Crooked Man will, quote, expand Hellboy's world through one of the most beloved issues of the comic series. The publication noted further details of the plot, sharing, quote, the new film will see Hellboy and a rookie BPRD agent stranded in 1950s rural Appalachia. There they discover a small community haunted by witches led by a local devil with a troubling connection to Hellboy's past, the Crooked Man. For those not in the know, the Crooked Man is bad news, despite having such a fun and chipper name. In the Hellboy comics, the Crooked Man was named Jeremiah Whitkins. Old Jaywitz was an evil man who profited from war and the troubles of others, which he sought to create for his own benefit. He was so evil, in fact, that after he was hanged for his crimes, Satan sent him back to the land of the living as a demonic soul collector. According to Jeffrey Greenstein, president of Millennium Media, quote, the Crooked Man is a departure from all previous Hellboy films where Mike Mignola and the creator of the comics will finally shepherd an authentic version of his stories and characters in film form. This is the first in the series of films that will captivate audiences in familiar and new ways. Brian Taylor is an expert across the board, and I couldn't think of a better person to bring the story to life to show our audience this different and original Hellboy slate of films, end quote. Additionally, Taylor teased that the story won't shy from gore, quote, I pitched an R-rated folk horror movie, and the team here at Millennium have been nothing but supportive. It's been a great group of people, and they love horror. He added that the movie will have 3 leads alongside Hellboy. The movie will star Tom Farrell and a mystery character created for the movie. No casting news as of yet, but with Taylor directing, this is when we call our shot that the next Hellboy will be his most recent collaborator, Christopher Maloney.
Well, I'm gonna go smear some mud on my ass. What?
Hellboy has a wealth of different stories under his belt due to the fact that the main comic ran from 2004 to 2016. Lots of ghouls and Russian mystics that would be fun to see get clobbered in a theater. And if this new iteration is a hit, fingers crossed, we have some other Hellboy stories that could serve as a worthy sequel. We're focusing on Hellboy comics that haven't fully been adapted or cherry-picked by previous film entries. So no Hellboy in Mexico or Darkness Calls or The Wild Hunt. Our first pick, though, is The Wolves of St. August. It's a perfect example of Mignola's love of European folklore and ancient family curses. This one has Hellboy and Kate Corrigan, another BPRD mainstay, encountering a family of werewolves who brought death and despair to the little town of Griar since 1214 AD. Plus, we'd get Hellboy fist-fighting a giant werewolf, like was promised to us in Magna Carta. Look it up. Conqueror Worm is our next pick, which sends Hellboy and Roger the Homunculus to Austria to follow up on the final mission of Hellboy's pulp comics idol, Lobster Johnson. Yes, technically Lobster Johnson appears in the 2019 Hellboy movie, but it was very short and we think he deserves more. This comic's got everything. The 1930s, ghosts, evil scientists getting their brains put into gorilla bodies, the possible end of the world, and New York City. That's where they make the salsa. Our third pick is The Third Wish. Hellboy travels to Africa to explore his origins and learn more about his destiny. There he meets 3 mermaids in the service of an undersea witch called the Bog Roosh. They take him captive and bring him to the Bog Roosh so she can kill him to prevent the apocalypse. That's usually how most creatures react to meeting Hellboy. The Bog Roosh is one of Hellboy's most memorable villains, and there's few things more terrifying than the ocean. Go ahead, name me 10 other things. I'll wait. Just put them in the comments, I'm not gonna wait. Our final pick is a bit of a weird one, but adapting the story The Island would be truly a feat. The story lays out the secret history of Hellboy's universe, revealing the origins of Earth, God, angels, the Ogdru Jihad, and what the Right Hand of Doom is really all about. It's a lot. The island has a sense of dread looming over it as Hellboy learns more and more about his role in the apocalypse. A real sad slide whistle of a story that will have you drinking with skeletons. I mean, if you don't already. And there you have it, a handbasket of Hellboy stories we'd love to see on the big screen. Most we can do now is keep our fingers crossed that this new Hellboy feature film uppercuts box office numbers. But tell us, what do you think? What's your favorite Hellboy story? Are there any slept-on comics out there you think deserve a film adaptation? And how crazy would it be if we called Chris Maloney as Hellboy? That'd be awesome.
You wanna tell me why your superhero costume is lying on the bathroom floor filled with shit?
What?
Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. And for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.